Welcome to another heart-centered production by Headwater Sage.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh my gosh, I'm super excited to be here.
Yay. So I brought you in here to talk about the retreat that you just attended.
Which is my favorite thing to talk about, so that's perfect.
Yay, I'm so excited. So we'll introduce you to our audience.
Okay.
So this is...
Jessica Yanke.
Perfect. So what do you do? What is your...
Oh my goodness. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother.
I know. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay.
Yeah, young babies having young babies, that's how that's possible. And then a couple years ago, I had gone back to school and gotten my certification for nutrition coaching because many years ago, and I feel horrible that it seems like all of our stories start similarly. I was really sick, and they couldn't figure out what was going on, and so I started really paying attention to the food I was putting in my body, and I got very passionate about that, and I got what I thought was super healthy. And, you know, physically, I definitely was the healthiest I'd ever been, but I wasn't mentally, and I didn't know it. But yeah, so I worked in lots of different jobs.
Yeah. And so just this health journey, this sickness brought you into where you are right now.
Yeah.
Right? Into holistic health coaching, because you just got a certification in that as well. So
and I'm actually, because as soon as I finish something, I want to go right into the next thing. So my next certification is mindful meditation and movement therapy.
I could see you doing that for sure.
Yeah.
And you were just telling me that you were in theater.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me
I'm
about
a very
that.
animated person. I did a lot of show choir and theater, and I actually was a theater major in college, which I didn't finish because I was a young baby having a young baby.
Yeah, that happens.
But yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah,
So I'm very animated.
And so then the dance would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because after the retreat, I had been looking at the holistic health certification before then, but after the retreat, I told my husband, I said, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I need to. And I was looking and I saw the movement therapy, and I looked over at him and I said, I think I'm going to do movement therapy. And he goes, really? I don't see you doing that. He's like, that has your name all over it.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So what inspired you to even sign up for the retreat?
Not going to your one the year before and hearing everybody talk about how amazing it was. And I had been, meditating and doing things at home, and I felt like I was missing something there. Like I was close to getting what I wanted from it, but something just wasn't clicking. And when I couldn't go to your last retreat, I immediately told my husband, I'm like, okay, I got this envelope right here. I'm gonna put all this money. I said, I'm going to the next one. I don't care. And I think you said I was the first one to sign up for it.
And I think you're the first one that signed up for our next one too. You were the very first one. So you're amazing.
I didn't want to miss it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to forget to do the things. So, and it just... I was so excited leading up to it. I scheduled a massage the day before the retreat, and I said to my whole family, on Sunday I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to process, all the things. And it was the most beautiful weekend.
So let's talk about that. So what was your experience there? Like what was the most profound? Let's start there. What was the most profound thing that you got from the retreat?
Oh my goodness. Well, how long do you want to talk?
We got time. It's fine. Yeah, as long as you do.
The most profound thing that I came away from it with actually didn't hit me until about a week later. And all the things we had done that day really made me realize that if I don't take care of me and I don't fill my cup, I am not pouring into other people the way I want to. My husband's probably not going to be happy I'm about to share this, but he has health anxiety.
Yeah.
And it's been a reoccurring thing. And anytime he has a doctor's appointment, there's a series of events that we go through to get through that for him. And he had an appointment about a week after the retreat. I'm going to get a little emotional,
And that's
which
okay.
I do.
Yeah.
And I realized halfway through our regular cycle that I was loving him better through it than I
You
thought I
make
was
me
doing
emotional.
I thought I was doing so. I'm like, I thought I was loving him through it before, and I realized after the retreat when I really was loving him through it that taking care of me really truly let me take care of all of them better. And I was okay. Well, I'm going to
So
do all the
that saying
things.
is true. Like
Yeah,
when you fill
absolutely.
up your cup and it's overflowing,
Yeah.
that's the best you that you can give to other people,
Absolutely.
right?
And I thought I was really doing that before, and it made me realize that I really wasn't. Like, I was going through the motions, but I wasn't feeling and fueling truly correctly.
Like the mind, body, and spirit connection type of thing, right? And I get that because that's kind of where I was. Is I was like, physically, I was in really good shape. You know, I was really, and nutritionally and all the different things. But then my mind, body, spirit connection was altered, and that's why we brought the retreat into to the Reesburg area.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, we need to bring this awareness to like awaken people's essence, and so that's the name
And
of a lot of our
love
retreats.
the name of
Yeah,
it because
good.
it really, it sounds a little cheesy and a little cliche, but it really did change like my whole perspective on life.
Oh, that's amazing. So what was what did you experience there? What was what was the day like for you?
Well, starting, I've always known that grounding was, very effective. I love to be barefoot outside. I'm a fair weather Wisconsinite, and 98% of the year it is not nice here. But we started barefoot in the dewy, cold grass, and it amazed me, first of all, like how quickly I was just all over warm from having bare feet in the cold, wet grass.
Yeah.
It was my first real experience with Reiki. It was my first full session. I had kind of done experienced sound healing a little bit at the foundation.
Oh yeah.
And so that was my first like full sound healing, and it was so beautiful. And the cacao, which I have 3 different kinds
I
now.
was gonna say now you're an addict. I think
Now I have 3 different kinds.
We've created a monster with the cacao. I think with Jess.
I
so
mean,
it's so
a
good.
healthy habit.
It is.
So
And it's such a
delicious.
beautiful way to like just to ground. If you don't know what cacao is, like cacao is just this beautiful. It's chocolate, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
that
yummy.
cocoa bean, that cacao bean. But it's not processed, and there's not a lot of there's no toxins in there. It's organic.
And
there's
I'm
no
super
mold.
sensitive to caffeinated anything, and I'm super sensitive to all beverages that aren't water. Because of my stomach and because of the health issues that I've had, and the fact that I could have the cacao and not have an issue.
Did you ask about that?
I was like,
Yeah.
how big's the serving? Because
Yeah. And now it's something
I
that you
don't want
drink
to
on
miss the rest of the day.
Do you drink on a daily basis?
Not quite, because I opened
Yeah.
the coffee shop very early.
Oh yeah. How early did you get there?
I have to be there at like 7:15,
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
and
early.
I live a half an hour outside of town. So
So you're starting your day pretty early.
yes.
Yeah.
So I've gotten into finally a very good routine in the morning, but that is something I like to sip and savor and kind of really be intentional with. And I already get up at 5:30 in the morning
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
open. So it's usually a 3-day-a-week thing for me.
What was your favorite part of so this retreat was a 1-day event,
It was
right?
an all-day.
All-day
yes.
event.
We
from
did so many
8
different
a.m.
things.
Yeah, so
8
many
to
things.
8.
8 to 8, yeah. And what was your favorite aspect? I know it's probably hard to pick one, but do you have a
no,
favorite?
I absolutely have a
Yeah.
favorite, and you know what it is because
Yeah.
it was you. It was absolutely the somatic breath work.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
I would love to.
All right.
I tell everybody who is willing to listen how amazing and transformative it was.
Mm.
It was also the thing I was most kind of nervous about because I'm kind of a control freak.
Aren't we all?
No.
Maybe you are worse. I don't know.
I like to be in control. And so the thought of, okay, well, if I breathe this way, I'm going to feel some things. As soon as I start to feel some things, I'm going to stop breathing and I'm going to stop feeling. And I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it never occurred to me to not do it. As soon as I started, having some feelings and feeling some things and having different reactions, I just wanted to go farther.
Yeah. So let's explain. So somatic breath work, what we did was a holotropic breathing technique. And we're in this big group, right? And so you're with 25 other people. I mean, there's 25 other individuals in this room with you.
Yeah, and they might as well have not been there because I didn't care. I didn't care.
Some people they feed off the group session and they really can get deep into it. Some people can feel that people's energy and they just can't get as deep, right? But you got deep. Yeah. And so like that, when you see this
super deep
somatic breath work on like TikTok or YouTube or whatever you're watching, and you see people shaking and screaming and yelling and like doing this release, my first impression of this like 5 years ago was like, that's not true. That can't be a thing. Like that's not even real. What in the satanic like devilish thing is this? Like what is this? Right? No, it's real. And the first time I tried it, it was amazing. And your experience was great.
Well, yes.
In a way.
Yes. It was
great for healing.
Oh, it was super healing.
Yeah.
It was very, very powerful. And the funniest part still to me is we were talking that night about, hey, is there any pictures you don't want to share of the day because you guys took pictures? And I was like, not of my breath work because I was ugly crying. I call it beauty crying now.
Yeah.
And because it was beautiful and it was hugely healing. But I didn't feel very pretty at the time while I was doing it.
I thought you were beautiful.
And they're my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
They were the ones I wanted to post first. They're still, I made one my profile picture. They're still my favorite pictures.
Yeah. Why?
Because I can still feel the power of what happened.
What happened? Do you want to share that?
I don't mind.
Okay.
So a little backstory. Coming up on 6 years in May, my dad passed away. And I did not get the end of his life that I wanted. He had moved to Texas and had a terminal illness and did not want us there at the end. And then right before the end, we found out that he had made all the arrangements for after. Because he didn't want us to have that memory of him as our last memory. And I understand that. But I got a phone call, and 2 weeks later, I got a box.
Oh, my gosh.
Needless to say, I was very, very angry with him. And it still is surprising that I say was, because even that morning of the retreat, I was talking to one of the other people there, and I was telling her that, I'm really angry with him because I don't feel like I got closure. And she pointed out that, I did honor what he wanted, though, and that kind of had helped a little bit, but I had very strong feelings about not being able to be there. And then, so we started doing the breath work, and you asked 3 different questions. And I can't tell you the questions you asked, and I can't necessarily tell you where I felt the things. I could if I looked at my journal, but I didn't bring that. But we were talking about, I think it was the one you asked, spirits, angels, do you have a message for me? And I saw a very bright white light, and I very distinctly heard, let me take it. And I know how this sounds. It absolutely felt like something or someone reached inside of me and gathered up all the anger and all the hurt and all the grief and ripped it out of me.
Wow.
I felt it forcefully leaving my body. And then the light, once it was like all gone, the light softened to like an orange. And I think for the first time ever in my life, I felt like I loved myself.
Oh my gosh.
And in one of the pictures, I'm actually like hugging myself.
I remember that.
And it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And it was the most profound part of the day for me.
It's so healing. And you've
It
done
was.
breath work how many times now?
Twice.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've had two completely different experiences.
I was just going to say, yes.
Completely different experiences.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work, right? So
It is.
holotropic breathing is, I mean, you're breathing in quite a bit of air, then breathing out for quite a long time,
it's
right?
Definitely not like a natural,
Yeah.
you know, especially in the beginning, you really have to think about, how am I supposed to do this, until you get in a rhythm, and then,
What was your, so your experience with breath work, what would you tell other people who are hesitant to even try it?
Well, and a lot of people who are hesitant that I've talked to have said, well, you know, I have heard stories of, you know, I've heard it sometimes can be painful. And I was like, mine was painful. Mm-hmm. My first one, I mean, in the moment while it was happening was painful. And I was very visibly, physically having, you know, feelings and emotions and tears, and it was painful. Mm-hmm. And it was the most beautiful healing.
Physically painful or emotionally?
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, emotionally.
Yeah.
And it just, it was such a relief when it was all over that it was just gone.
When you, so would you encourage people to try that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I'm like, you have to do it.
I think I've gotten like probably 5 to 10 clients from you. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're amazing.
I tell everybody. I tell
Yeah.
everybody, you have to at least once. And everybody that I've gotten to do it has come up to me and said, oh, let me know when she's doing another one.
Oh, good. So. It really is. It's such a powerful tool.
It is.
And we don't even have to, you know, we can practice this in our living room. I mean, holotropic breathing, you might want somebody to guide you through. Like, well, that might be something.
You know, you definitely lose track of time.
You do.
Because I'm like, that felt like 10 minutes. What do you mean it was 2 hours?
Yeah.
Can't ever do this alone because I'll never stop.
So for your, like, the whole retreat, like, what was, what did you, like, going through that whole day, would you have changed anything in how it was run?
That, you know, you're putting me really on the spot, aren't you?
Well, here's some things that I've heard, right? Is just like more integration time, right? So some time to, I think you
to
even
process
said that.
in between.
Yeah, wasn't it? You said something like, "I wish I could pitch a tent out here."
And I wish
here.
I could just stay the whole night. And then I was really thankful I took the next day off to just process, because especially since all of it was my first time ever doing it, I really needed to take time and process. And I was so thankful for the journal, because there were so many things the next day as I was reading notes. I was like, oh, and it reminded me of things. And then I added probably 20 pages to my journal.
I agree. Like, just journaling is so important, right?
I do it every night now.
Good. And it's such an important thing to add to your routine or your ritual, or just make it like a sacred thing for you, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to be like in such a divine, like masculine energy my whole life. And I feel like, I was gonna say, I think we're very similar. And so like really finding like your femininity in healing and growing, it's just like.
That was probably my most reoccurring note from that day, was that I need to embrace my feminine, my softer side.
Yeah. And that's a huge thing for, I think a lot of us women are stuck in this masculine energy of like, go, go, go. And I think especially, I mean, we don't have a lot of time today to talk about childhood, but like,
right.
You know, that going back to childhood, depending on like how you grew up and this society of, you know, you have to burn yourself out just to make it. You know what I mean?
It's my job to take care of everybody else. And it's my job not to make any other people feel uncomfortable or,
And so with the retreat, like our goal is to help not just women, but, you know, men too, but just awaken your essence, to feel who you are without all the stuff that is going on every day in your life, right?
Oh, not having my phone on me. The first couple things we did, I was like, this is weird and I don't like it. And then at the end of the day, I was like, I never want to pick that thing up again.
Yeah.
Obviously I do. But
Right. Well, it's that attachment, right? We're so addicted to this
well,
little
and I
rectangle.
noticed afterwards
I still have it
that
over here. Yeah.
mine's down there. I noticed afterwards that every time like I would hear a notification, immediately I would get anxious. I was like, I have to check that. What if it's one of my kids? What if it's this? What if it's that? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
So I almost never have my phone on, and I've silenced all my notifications.
How does that make you feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I get texts and I get phone calls, and I only immediately get texts from my favorites list.
Oh,
so
that's
if
good.
I don't immediately respond to you, it's because
You're not my favorite.
my phone's in the other room and I didn't make you a favorite. Sorry. But
I better be on the favorites. No, I'm just kidding.
it's been really amazing though. And I
bet.
would have never thought to just put my phone away for an entire day.
That's mindfulness, right? Like that's being present. And then what are we doing every day? We're so disconnected from reality, right? It's
and
like
from ourselves. The biggest one of the other things that the retreat really helped me do was feel my feelings.
Weird. Isn't that weird that we have those?
Sometimes. But if I feel my feelings as I'm having them, like I don't have an emotional like.
Yeah.
Today's
we
a
don't
rough
carry
day, and
it
I
in.
haven't
Yeah.
lost it. You
I'm
know,
proud
and
of you.
that's. I mean, I've had tears a couple times, but.
What are some things that you have taken? Like, so today you're having some rough things have happened, right? Okay, we don't need to go into that. But what are some things that maybe you've learned from the retreat, or you've just learned in general, that can help you cope with what you're going through?
I start my every day with at least a 5 to 10 minute meditation, and then I do affirmations.
Good.
And I do them in a room where nobody can hear me because I'm sure my family would think I was nuts. And I do a lot of breath work.
Yeah, and you can do breath work. Like there's
I do
thousands
boxed,
of ways.
and then I do the 4-2-4.
Good for you.
Too.
Yeah. And
love
so
that
if you
one.
don't know what that is, like it's just a simple breathing technique. You know, if we do box breathing, you can change the numbers here, but it could be, think of a box, right? So we can tell our listeners, you think of a box and say you have anxiety, or maybe you're having a really stressful day. If we can imagine a box and we breathe up the side of the box, so breathe in, hold, going across the box, now breathe out. Good. Hold, going down across the box, and then breathe in again. And then you can make up your own numbers too. Like I said, there's thousands of ways to do that. So maybe you want to do a 4-second hold up the box, or breathe up the box for 4 seconds, and then you're going to hold for 4, and then let it go for 4, and then hold for 4. And you just keep doing that. And so it's like putting you into this present moment and this also like peaceful state of being. So you're not thinking, oh my gosh, this happened today, or I have to do this, or this is, you know, we get so involved in our thoughts that we can't shut it off. So breathing exercise, just simply breathing.
Yeah. Just paying attention to the fact that I'm breathing.
Yeah. It's such a big deal. And so.
And when it's nice out, which it's not currently right now, I look at my husband, I'm like, I'm taking my shoes off. See ya.
Yeah.
And I just go stand outside.
Yeah. And
or sit outside. Or,
and what does that do for you?
You just, obviously you say you feel grounded, but what does that mean? It's hard to explain. I just feel less chaotic.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel less chaotic. I feel more calm, more peaceful.
Yeah. And if
less chaotic, I think, is the best way to.
And if you are somebody who likes to go outside, and so you're having a chaotic day, stressful day, I even tell people, like, you don't have to go barefoot, because I am a barefoot freak, right? I like to go outside even in the cold weather.
I have been going outside in the
touching
cold
trees?
and walking down to get my mail. I have a very long driveway.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And I
barefoot?
no.
Oh, I was like,
absolutely
whoa.
not. But I go outside in the cold when the sun's out, and I get the sun on my face.
Good for you.
That's a lot for me.
Because you said
I
you're a
don't
fair
like
weather
being
Wisconsin girl.
cold.
Yeah.
And I'm always cold. I probably have a whole wardrobe of stuff that says, yes, I'm cold. I'm really cold. Is it
And
cold
your
in here, or
office
is
is
it just
freezing?
me? And my office is freezing. That's okay, because I
Mine is
share it
too.
with warm hearts.
Oh, thank you. Oh, look at us. Oh, yeah. And me and you are next door to each other. We have
We
the
are.
very cold offices, and we
Yes.
have really amazing people that come to see us. So
Yes.
you're right. Warm hearts. I
Yes.
like that.
And lots of space heaters.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
see us.
And yeah, exactly. Let's just do it. Yeah. And if you are somebody who likes to ground and you don't want to put your feet on the ground, take off your gloves and go touch a tree.
Yeah.
Like that's another way to do
Yep.
that. And so with the retreat, like we started with the grounding, we did the Reiki, we did the meditation with McCall.
Oh my gosh.
How was that for you?
I was still. Hi, you've seen me. I've been on video the whole time. Have I sat still once? No, I don't do that. I was still the whole time. And coming out of that, I was like, I am capable of doing that. So that was good to know because
Yeah.
I thought I'm not capable of that because I don't sit still very well. And one of the things that I did not do before the retreat was I didn't relax very well. I'm not a person that likes to sit down and do nothing. And I'm learning to be better at sitting down and doing nothing because sometimes that's what you need to do.
Because you're a human what?
Being.
Oh, yeah.
Not a human doing.
There you go. Good job, girl. And that's so true. I think all of us think that, you know, we are human beings, but we just do all the time. And that can wreak havoc on your hormones.
Yep.
On your levels of stress, like your cortisol.
Not like I'm going through menopause or anything, so
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
mean-
what that hormone word means at all.
And if we just be and we're still and we listen to our bodies and we
Yeah.
listen to our own essence, right?
Yeah.
We can figure out where the imbalances lie. And so if you are somebody who's really cold and you're listening to yourself, you're going to go get something that's warm, right? You're going to put
Like
a coat
cacao
on
or tea.
cacao or tea. Yeah, you're listening to yourself. But if you're on the go and you're freezing and you know what I mean? Like you're not honoring yourself.
Yep.
That's just a simple explanation or example. But same thing if you're sick. You know, like if you are sick and say you have a sore throat or maybe you have a really bad like stomach ache or something, you're going to listen to yourself. You can slow it down so that you can balance yourself back out. And so I think that's really important to listen to or be calm, but also just to relax too. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be when you're sick either, but it's just it's an easy way to just love yourself.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I'm getting there.
Yeah. How
I'm
was
learning.
the art therapy for you?
Okay. So when I heard art therapy, I was like, I am not an artist.
Me either, but I like it.
I can't even draw stick people without a ruler and a doohickey compass. Is that what that's called? Yeah. No, I'm not artistic.
doohickey.
A doohickey.
I like the doohickey.
The
Yeah.
doo-
The
circle
A
maker.
protractor?
I think it's a compass.
Compass? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
It's got the pokey thing.
We could
and
ask
then
my
you-
husband. I'm
Okay.
sure he knows. I don't know.
Squirrel. Yeah. So art therapy, I was, and again, it came up multiple times that day, but I had a couple other people comment that mine turned out very feminine. I've never been called that in my life. Ever.
How'd that make you feel?
Weird.
I think we talked
It
about
made me
this.
feel
That
weird.
that exact
I was like,
moment.
I don't know why this looks girly because I'm not girly. Working on it.
Yeah.
It's still, I still like to not be girly, but I'm working on at least trying to, acknowledge that I do have a softer side. And that I need to let her come out once in a while.
And feminine's like that was a thing too. Like when I was growing up, is I really gravitate towards the masculine, and then
Oh, yeah.
I
My
mean,
dad and I built a deck.
yeah, exactly.
He's like, grab the screw gun. It's like, okay.
I got this. Well,
Yeah.
and there's masculine is the doer, right? And the feminine is that like free spirited, just that it's just like that free vibe, if that makes sense, like that grounding and that I don't know, that relaxing state and that comfort. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just I think when you're a tomboy growing up,
Yeah.
it's weird to be called feminine, or it's
Yeah.
weird to be like I'm a girl. Wait, what?
Like, what?
I don't like that. I don't know if I like that. But that's what the art therapy did for you. Is
Yeah.
just show you that softer
That
side.
I do have that side.
Yeah, that was amazing. I
And
love that.
I need to embrace that side of me because, it's a part of me.
Yeah. And you're stepping into
And I
it.
need to quit burying it.
Yeah. And I think that's important for you is
Yeah.
is to bring that out. So that was awesome. How was the what do we do? Hypnotherapy. So that one was tricky because it was right after breath work.
Right after.
And that was tricky, yeah.
The funny thing is, so the night of the retreat, I very much felt like I had physically and mentally given so much during the breath work that I didn't really have enough left over for the hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm. With Charlie, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is amazing.
Yeah. She's really good. So go to her.
But
Charlie,
the next
Charlie
day,
will go.
as I was processing and journaling, I just kept going and going about the hypnotherapy.
Interesting.
And things that I remember. And I was like, oh, I got a lot from it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to process it at the time because the breath work had been so intense. And the hypnotherapy was more peaceful. So it didn't feel as impactful at the time as I noticed it was the next day.
That makes sense. And so thank goodness that you did take that day off. Yeah. So again,
I don't get that luxury this
yeah.
time because my granddaughter's birthday party is the next day.
Oh, well, then we'll just, maybe you can be just more present that day.
Yes.
And it's your second go around, so maybe you don't need a whole day to integrate. Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe I'll have to take Monday off. I hope my boss isn't watching.
He will be.
I'll
just
tell
wait.
him.
Yeah, you just
be
tell
like,
him.
hey, you need to watch this, especially in the part where I say I need that day off.
Well, you can tell him like I'm filling my cup so I overflow so that I can help other people, and I'm gonna help our customers.
It definitely helped me at work.
I'm sure. I'm sure. You see so many people on a daily basis.
It helped me with my boss. Maybe I shouldn't have him watch this. Because him and I spend a lot of time together, and if you know where I work, it's not a very large space.
Yeah.
So we're like brother and sister. Sometimes we, as you do with someone that you spend a lot of time with in a small space, under stressful situations too, because we get busy and it's nuts, butt heads. And it definitely gave me more grace there too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think not just even at work, right? Like just at home and everywhere, right?
Yeah. Regular customers though were telling me a week later, you just look lighter. I was like, because I feel lighter.
Yeah. Well, it's that's what the retreat name is, Awaken Your Essence, right? And that is the goal of the retreat, is to help people to see who they really are, through all the crap, through all the baggage, through the trauma, through the stuck emotion, through the feelings, all the different things. And just to bring people back to awareness of, hey, you can be again. You don't have to keep doing all the time. Just be. And here are some tools that can help you.
And they were amazing tools. And I cannot wait to come to the next one.
And this next one's going to be even a little bit different.
Yeah,
so it's gonna
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we do have some different things going on. We actually put some more time in for integration in between each session too, so that you have time to journal and be out in nature. And maybe you can go down by the creek. We do our retreats at Hay Creek Retreats, and
it's absolute perfection there.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Perfection.
Gail and Sasha Fenwick have a beautiful property, and
so peaceful, and it's the perfect place for it.
It's really nice. Yeah. It's so beautiful.
I'm so bummed I can't spend the night this time because it was my idea last time.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to can I pitch my tent over here and camp over by the creek?
Yeah, no, 2 days after I was like, I'm going. I got, her birthday party is the next day. I was like, shoot.
I guess I'm not staying. That's okay.
That's okay.
All right. Yeah, you get to go. That's amazing. So I'm very, very happy that you got what you got from the retreat.
Same.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. And you're continuing to do the work, and I think that's important too. The retreat is not just a cure-all, fix-all. It's a starting point. It's a starting point. Yeah,
and
or even if you are already on your journey, it's just another piece of the puzzle, right? Just to push you into your next level.
Gentle. Well,
not a shove. I mean, it depends.
The breath work was a shove for me.
Yeah.
But I had a parachute and a bungee cord, so it was fine.
So what would you say was, okay, so if you could tell the listeners about one thing that you are continuing to do from what you've learned from the retreat, what is one thing that you are going to never stop doing?
Meditating and coming to your breathwork sessions.
Oh, yay. I just love you.
Even the one we did that wasn't the somatic.
Yeah.
It was, and that's kind of when I started doing like the boxed breathing and and different forms of that when I get stressed out. It was just really beautiful and peaceful.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. What does meditation do for you? Like, what does it do for you personally?
So you've seen the meme where you're like, my brain is like a computer browser with 27 tabs open, 9 of them are stuck, and where's the music coming from?
Yeah.
That's my head.
Okay.
And meditation, not always. There are times when I get half the tabs closed, and that, that's better than nothing. But sometimes, most of the time, I'm able to close the tabs, and I'm able to start fresh, and that's really huge for me because I've always had lots of tabs.
I like that explanation. That's really, really pretty.
Yeah.
I guess it's really beautiful.
I didn't come up with the tab part, but it helps me close them.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm like, oh, I found where the music's coming from, and I shut it
Shut
off.
the music off, maybe shut off all the other noise in the background. And that's the thing, too, is we are going to have thoughts come in, right? Those thoughts are going to be there. And the nice thing with meditation is it's practice, right? We practice to be present. So we try to close the tabs. I like that. Close the tabs or push the thoughts out of the head and realize that we're not our thoughts.
See, I liked the picnic analogy, but then I started thinking about food and then more tabs open, so I can't do that. So
Yeah. And so keep practicing your meditation. Keep doing your breath work. I'm very proud of you. I'm so thankful that you came on to our podcast.
I'm so thankful that you asked me. It makes me feel like a celebrity.
Oh, yay, good. I'm sure we're gonna have you on plenty more times. So be open, okay? We're gonna have you on again.
Deal.
Good. I hope that you have a phenomenal weekend, and
Same.
we're gonna end it here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I'm
Absolutely.
so proud of you.
And I hope I see everybody at the retreats because they're amazing.
They are amazing.
They
And
are.
the nice thing too with the retreats is we are continuing to learn new things and go to get more, different certifications and bring new facilitators and providers in there as well.
The other thing I want to say is it really made me realize, especially when you did the group holistic health, and
This is our Midwestern goodbye, by the way. This is what we do.
Sorry. It made me realize though, squirrel. Social life was kind of one of the areas I struggled, and I really figured out that it wasn't that I didn't have a life, it was that I didn't have the life I wanted. And I found a group of people that make me want to leave my house.
That's awesome.
I have not had a single issue having a social life since your retreat.
You found your essence.
I did. I found my tribe.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That one make me cry. Okay. Well, that's it.
For real this time.
Yes. Thank you again, Jessica.
Absolutely.
All right.